How is it going, Data Devices? No Data here, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Roblox Assassin. Today on Assassin, we are going to be looking at a brand new Mythic knife. That is right, guys. There is a brand new Mythic knife for us to check out, and this is going to be a big one because this is actually a top 100 prize. That is right, guys. As you guys know, in competitive mode, you can actually get some special knives by being on the leaderboard. There's a Mythic for top 100 and a Dream Knife for top 10. And this is yet another Mythic that you can get by getting in the top 100 on the competitive leaderboard. And this is actually the 8th generation of competitive prizes. So this is actually the 8th top 100 prize in the game. And for this competitive season, we have the Royal Dagger Mythic. That is right, guys. This is a new Mythic that you can get by grinding in the top 100. And if you take a look at my inventory, you can see that I have the Royal Dagger right here. So yeah, guys, in this video, we are going to try out this brand new top 100 Mythic, and we are going to talk about its current and future value because the Royal Dagger, this is a really good Mythic. So yeah, if you guys are excited for this episode of Assassin, then be sure to drop a like on this video. It helps out a whole lot. And guys, if you're new, be sure to subscribe for more Assassin videos in the future. We are super duper close to 250,000 subscribers. And once we hit that milestone, we are going to give away a Champion Axe 2. And in case you guys don't know, that is one of the best knives in the game. That's actually something that you used to be able to get in the top 10. So if you want the chance to get that knife for free, be sure to subscribe so that we can do that giveaway. Also, guys, we have some No Data merch. The link to that is in the description. And don't forget to use star code PURPLE when buying Robux and Roblox Premium because it really helps me out to continue making these videos for you guys. All right, and let's go ahead and equip the Royal Dagger. This is the brand new top 100 Mythic. And here it is, guys. The Royal Dagger Mythic. Once again, you can get this by grinding in the top 100 on the competitive leaderboard. So far, there's been one season with the Royal Dagger, but I'd imagine there's going to be a couple more. Typically, there's about 4 or 5 competitive seasons with a top 100 prize. So next time competitive mode comes out, you can go ahead and grind for this thing for yourself. And this is a pretty cool knife. You can see it's a nice, bright, elegant dagger. You can see that this knife is mostly white with some gold as well as some blue diamonds. So you can see that the knife portion of it is completely white. Most of the handle is gold. You can see that there is some gold at the hilt and the handle right here. But you can also see that there are some blue diamonds inside of the knife as well. Right in the middle of the knife, you can see that there are some diamonds just floating inside. You can see that there's also a bit of gold around those diamonds as well. You can also see that there's another diamond at the hilt. It's kind of a spherical one. You can see that there is a blue circle at the hilt. This is also where most of the gold is. And there also seems to be some blue here as well. I guess those could also be considered like diamonds that are ingrained into the white part of the knife. And the handle does also look pretty cool. We have some patterns of white and gold. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting knife. I definitely like the diamonds inside of it. I think that honestly looks really cool. It does make the knife look pretty clean, to be honest. And I do like the colors of it. I like the combination of white and gold and then a little bit of blue in it. It honestly just makes it look really elegant. So this is a pretty clean knife, to be completely honest with you. I think the only big issue with this knife is the lack of an effect, because as you guys know, most top 100 prizes have effects of their own. This is actually the second top 100 prize to not have an effect. The only other top 100 prize being the Elegant Blade, which was the first ever competitive prize, and that was added into the game back before Dream Knives were even a thing. You know, the highest tier back then was a Mythic knife, and Dreams kind of brought back the concept of knives having effects of their own. Technically, some knives had their own effects, like in the early days of Assassin, like Bat Scythe and Flame Mace. I think Possessed Axe also had an effect, but those effects ended up being removed at some point. So when Elegant Blade and Champion Blade were added, no knives had their own effects. It was the Dream Knives that were added in a month later that reintroduced the concept. And every single top 100 prize since then had an effect of its own. So for this top 100 prize to not have an effect, it's kind of surprising. It kind of breaks tradition for a top 100 prize to not have an effect. Again, Elegant Blade doesn't have one, but that was back in a completely different era of Assassin. So it honestly seems really out of place for the Noble Dagger to not have an effect of its own. I'm not quite sure what the effects of this knife could be, I mean, it could have a force field effect like the Holy Guardian and the Comet. I could possibly see something like Glorious Axe where there are some sparkles around the diamonds. I think that would be really cool. Like if there were some sparkles around the diamonds, I think that would look awesome. I don't know, just kind of throwing ideas out there. There's also no kill effect with this knife, unfortunately. Some people were thinking that because there was no like visual effect, there could potentially be a kill effect with this knife. That is not the case. This knife does not have an effect at all. But on the plus side, that does mean you can use one of the many knife effects for this knife, which is not something you can do with most top 100 prizes, because as you guys know, when a knife has an effect of its own, it typically cancels out all of the other effects. So there's plenty of effects that you can use with the Royal Dagger that would look pretty good. I'd imagine Crystallize will look good. Yeah, I definitely like that. That looks really nice. You could also have something like the Ghostly effect. Oh, that looks kind of cool. Having like a transparent Royal Dagger. I think that looks really nice. Got the snow effects. That's okay. Ooh, the Aurora effect looks surprisingly nice. Those sparkles around the Royal Dagger, I mean, the color's not very fitting, but honestly, this looks really sick. The Golden Spark effect also looks really good because there's some gold on the knife, so I think Golden Spark is also really fitting. I think this is the effect you get from VIP. So honestly, even though the Royal Dagger doesn't have an effect of its own, we honestly have a bunch to choose from. So really, you can kind of just give one yourself. Personally, I think the three effects that look the best are the Crystallize effect, the Aurora effect, and the Golden Spark effect. I think those three look the best, but I'm sure there's plenty other combinations as well. So honestly, just choose your favorite effect. It's not often that you have that sort of freedom with the top 100 prize. So yeah, overall, I'd say this is a pretty cool knife. It's definitely not the best top 100 prize, but I'd say it is still pretty good in its own right. Some people think that it's a bit too simplistic, but I think this could end up being like an Elegant Blade situation where it just looks really clean. A knife really doesn't have to be all that complex for it to look good. I know there's a lot of people that don't like the Royal Dagger, but honestly, think of it this way. Elegant Blade, really cool knife, right? Super clean, really simplistic, but honestly just looks really good. But let's be honest, if Elegant Blade wasn't the first competitive mode prize and it got added into Assassin today, people would not like this knife. It still looks really good. It's really clean. But like if it was added in this era of Assassin, people would not like this knife because it is so simplistic. It has no effects at all. And if it came with Champion Blade, Elegant Blade and Champion Blade just look so similar that people would just be super angry about it because there's barely any difference between those knives. So even though a lot of people don't like the Royal Dagger right now, I feel like it could end up being in the same boat of Elegant Blade of just being really simplistic and clean. I still think Elegant Blade looks better, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, if you ask me, I'm more so disappointed about the top 10 prize, but that's just personal preference at the end of the day. This is still a pretty good knife in its own right. But what's most important about this knife is its value, because let me tell you guys, the Royal Dagger is going to be an incredibly valuable knife. As you guys know, the Royal Dagger is a top 100 prize, and as we've seen time and time again, the top 100 prizes are some of the best knives in the entire game. The most expensive being the Elegant Blade, which is not only the best exotic in the game, but it's also the best knife in the game if you don't count any of the top 10 prizes. Now, at the time of this recording, the Royal Dagger doesn't currently have a value on the value list, but take it from me, this is going to be an incredibly good knife because it's a top 100 prize. Even if we take a look at the cheapest top 100 prize currently, which is the Astral Prince, here it is right here. This is the top 100 prize previous to the Royal Dagger, and this is currently worth 160 exotics. To put things into perspective, that is better than Holiday Saber, that is better than Skeleton King, that is better than Hearth. So yeah, even the cheapest top 100 prize is one of the best knives in the game, and Royal Dagger is definitely going to be one of them. Now, obviously, this could go down over time because there are going to be more seasons with the Royal Dagger, so, you know, it is currently obtainable, so it's definitely going to go down in value as you're able to obtain it. However, guys, after about 4 to 5 seasons, the Royal Dagger is going to become completely unobtainable, and then it's probably going to skyrocket in the future because, again, the top 100 prizes are incredibly good and they tend to skyrocket once they become unobtainable. So yeah, the Royal Dagger, incredibly good knife. So if you want to get this thing for yourself, again, you can totally get it by getting in the top 100. It's definitely going to take a lot of work. Let me tell you, getting in the top 100, not an easy thing to do. You definitely have to be a really good player, and you have to spend a lot of time grinding, but it is definitely worth it because you get a really good knife for it. And just by getting in the top 100, you can get a bunch of value in your inventory. So yeah, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Once again, brand new top 100 prize. Be sure to check it out because it's not going to be obtainable for very long. Only 3 or 4 more seasons with the Royal Dagger, and it's going to be completely unobtainable. And then you're going to have to trade for it, which is going to be a very expensive knife. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Roblox Assassin. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all those other things that YouTube people do. And I will see you guys in the next video. Stay purple.